This video is going to demonstrate how you can change multiple graphics or titles that you've designed simultaneously. What I'm going to do right now is just click on this really quick. And now if we look at these, they're all blue and the fonts have been changed. I will demonstrate how to do that, but first I want to highlight the titling system in Premiere Pro. I'm going to click on here really quick. For example, if I want to take away the border, I can add it back. I can make use of the fill. If I want to slide this whole thing around, I can. If I want to just take the price and just slide this around, I can. I'm going to pretend like we're making titles for people who are popular on social media. I want to click on this icon here. I'm going to just draw a basic rectangle. I'm going to change the color by going over to Properties. It's gray. I want to make it completely black. I also want to bring down the opacity or opacity, whichever you want to call it. And I'm just going to leave it like that for now. This is pretty much all we have to do for the background. If I click on this folder here and have this highlighted, I can make it into a source graphics. I'm going to label it background. I have copied and pasted the background several times. It doesn't matter which one of these I select. I'm just going to resize it a little bit. I want to make sure I have this selected. I'm going to slide this up a little bit. I'm going to slide this way. I'll slide this way. I don't want to get it too small though. I'm going to round the corners a little bit. I'll position it right here. This looks like a pretty decent position. As you can tell, all the other instances are the exact same. To add the text to our graphics, but I don't want it combined with our existing graphics, so I'm going to double click above it. I want to make sure I select this text tool, and I'm going to come up with some really simple names. You may not like the font, and I don't think it really looks all that great either, but I want to come down here and make it a little bit smaller. And they'd usually have a last name as well, but for the purpose of this, I'm just going to do a first name. That's all I'm really going to do with this text right now that I'm adding to the graphics. What I want to do is come over here and where it says title text, I want to make sure this is selected, and then I want to make this a source graphics. Now I'm going to write Adam in here, and I'm going to duplicate it. We'll call this one Eric. I have duplicated the name Adam several different times. I've not switched over the name yet. With Adam selected and selecting Adam here, I want to scroll down until I get to this icon. I want to click on it. It says My Styles. I want to add a new style. That's what we're going to do. I'll name it YouTube. I want to store it in the project, so I'll hit OK. Then I'm going to hit back. Adam, the text, doesn't have this as the style yet. I have to go down and select it. So if I select YouTube, we're good to go. Now, if I go to where it says Eric, I obviously want to switch this to Eric. I also want to switch Eric's title or text, whatever you want to call it, to YouTube. One thing I want to do real quick is select the background because I don't think it's positioned quite right. I'm going to raise it up just a little bit. I think that looks a little bit better. They all have been raised up just a tiny bit. What I want to do now is click on any of these names. It doesn't really matter which one. I'll go to Jason. I want to select Jason here. And if I want to change this to red, I can do that. But it's not going to change everybody else's to red right now. The reason it didn't do that is because I have to go down and select this. This will redefine the style. Now, as you can tell, they're all red. If I want to click on Steve and click on Steve here, if I want to, I can use a stroke and get rid of the fill. Now, it looks kind of weird because it's on the outer. I'm going to do it on the center, and I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. So that's what I want, and if I decide to make it the new redefine this style, as you can tell, they all have it. Highlight all of these really quick. I can change where the location of this is. So Adobe gives you a lot of power with their titling system. I want to restate that if you want to redefine the style for all of them, you have to click on this little icon. Once I click on this, you can tell they all went back to red. That's the key thing to remember. If you do make use of Premiere Pro's link styles, it will produce these little icons or folders, whatever you want to call them. I store them in a folder called templates, but you can store them wherever you want. When you save your titles and graphics as source graphics, you'll be able to find them in any sequence, just like you could video clips and still images. For example, if I want to find out all the sequences this particular video clip is used in, it's really easy to do. Same with this still image. If I want to, I can search for stuff really easy. Before I get camera out, all the things associated with camera show up. If I go to right here in this sequence, we can tell that this is the title that I looked at the very beginning of this video. So, really nice handy feature to have. Adobe doesn't have this video usage enabled by default. You have to click on this here, and then if you go down to where it says metadata display, if you click on this little arrow, you'll be able to scroll down until you do see the video usage. Here's video and audio usage. You just select OK, and that's all there is to it. You can expand this by hitting the tilde key, and you can rearrange these however you want. I could bring this way over here. It's up to you. You can save these as well. If we go into the meta display, you can save settings. The database for Premiere Pro is really super cool. There's just so many different fields that you can add, or you can delete them too, get rid of them. So there's just all kinds of stuff in here. I'm just going to add a stroke to the background really super quick. I'm going to use red so it'll kind of match the titles. And now we're just going to see the motion graphics play out. It's up to you if you want to add motion graphics. A lot of times I think just a simple dissolve is the better way to go, but everybody's, going to do what they think's best for the production, or at least what the client wants or your boss wants. I want to end this video by stating I noticed after the screen recording was done that the text don't really look that good, or the graphics, I guess you could say. I can't help that. People that have watched my videos know they look really crisp and clean. I think that's just the way the QuickTime recording software works. I did all this on the Macintosh. When I'm using my Windows computer, I use NVIDIA's Shadow Play to do the screen recording. I'll end by stating this video was supposed to demonstrate the titling system. It wasn't supposed to demonstrate the quality of the titles. When you're creating titles on your own computer, you'll be able to realize that the titles look really crisp and clean.